Hello everyone and welcome to my art and cooking channel. My name is Cynthia Maynard and I love to paint and cook. And today I've got in my Strathmore Tone Tan journal on the mixed media paper. It's really nice paper. I brought out my Inktense pencils and I'm started off camera and I'm finishing on here. What's lovely about the Inktense pencils is you get the color pencil experience, and then when you activate it with water or something that is liquidy, there are different things you could do, but then the bold inky color just really comes through. It's very bold, and then once it dries, then it's kind of permanent, so it saturates into your paper. So it's great for if you want to layer on top. Then once you wait for that to dry, you can continue layering with the Inktense pencils. But for example, in this painting, I'm going to go in with oil pastels. It just gives a nice underpainting, but also gives that bold color. And even if I hadn't gone in with the oil pastels, it would have been fine. They are a pleasure to use on their own. So there are advantages to, for example, say watercolor pencils, where once you activate it, it's watercolory, but if you go ahead and do more watercoloring on top, it's going to move the bottom layer. So with the Inktense pencils, like the Derwent blocks and things, once that's been activated and dried, the color does not move. So that is a method of painting. I think that's one thing I like about them. Sometimes, if you travel and then you color it and you wait to, activate it to get home, say later on. I've done that. Or you don't have to activate them at all. You can just use them like a color pencil. But the only downside I would say, and I really think it's the only one in my opinion, and this might not even apply to everybody else, is that there aren't a lot of pastel colors going on in there in terms of lighter things. So it's very bold, inky things. So there's my little advertisement. Like, share, and subscribe. Check out the links. I'd stick that in to remind myself, to remind you that does support this channel. YouTube's doing weird things again. And so I'm just trying to get those links clicked. Thank you so much for doing that. That is a blessing whenever anyone supports the channel, and even if it's a free way of just clicking that like button or sharing it. You can share to your Pinterest boards or your friends, what have you. Anyways, moving along. So as just some thoughts on why would you invest in here. And if you don't like pastel colors, hey, that's not a downside at all. But there are times I want lighter colors, and I'm pretty sure I have the whole set, and then I bought the new colors that came out. And there are a few lighter ones, but overall I would say the range doesn't have a ton of light colors. So anyway, so now I'm going in. This paintbrush here I got it on Jet Pens. I can't remember the name of it, to be honest. It's a nice one though. I like it. It's not super high end, but it's, for the cost, it's like $3 something paintbrush. It's really nice. Bristles are sturdy and it comes to a nice point. And so it's nice for things like this, for florals and nature, where you're trying to get into little tiny areas, especially when you don't want to push that Inktense color around outside of where I put it. And so it's perfect. Did I say it was a number 6? I can't remember. Now those sizes change from brand to brand, but so sort of a small mid-size paintbrush, round brush that comes to a point. I'll just leave it at that. Synthetic bristles. But so activate that. Now, you really want it to dry, and it does dry rather quickly, especially on this particular paper. And what's nice is on this Strathmore paper, you don't have, as long as you don't overly saturate, then I would just use watercolor paper. But this paper can handle a little bit of water, keyword little bit, but, so no puddling or things like that. And you can't use those sorts of techniques, but it's perfect for Inktense pencils, and holds up the oil pastel as well. So here I am going in with with my oil pastels. What do I have on my desk? Of course, I got my Paul Rubens white. I buy those in a set because I go through so many whites. And it's nice you can buy just a set of whites. Got my Art Echo, my Mungyo, and yeah. And between all of those, I get the colors that I need. So just going on top and adding that sort of creamy texture to it. Almost a 3D element, if you want to think about it that way. Oil pastels, they're very textural, tangible, all the things. So it's kind of my favorite two supplies in one go here with colored pencils with my first art love, and then oil pastels are just becoming a favorite. I love watercolor too. I don't feel like I'm as good at it, but I still enjoy it. And calligraphy inks, I like to paint with those as well. And acrylic, of course, and gouache. But acrylic and gouache, for some reason watercolor, I don't know if it's because it's a little more unruly. I find that I have a harder time with it in terms of getting bold colors. I'm definitely a person who really loves bold, more opaque end of the line. So watercolor, I love it for many things, but I definitely gravitate towards the bolder sort of art supplies. And yeah, so I guess I'm going to put, I guess we're almost toward the end. Actually, I'm not going to put any music on. Or maybe I will at the very end. But thank you for watching. I hope you grab your art supplies out and give them a go. They sit there all lonely. So grab them out and, grab an art journal and just create. Nobody's going to judge you or whatever. It's fine. Just it's good for your mind, and who knows, you'll discover, play with your art supplies and see what they can do. Thank you so much for joining me in another video. Do hit those links below. Thanks. Have a great day.